Hi everyone! Sorry for being gone for so long, but I'm back with a small crafting video. Here I am making the Granado Espada LeBlanc Musketeer jacket, and I will basically just show you how I constructed the pattern. First things first, I have previously done a mug-up of the jacket. This is done from my base pattern, and on that I've drawn several lines on where I want the different cut-ins to be and the different sections of the jacket front. So I'm gonna measure these different parts to transfer them correctly onto my pattern. As you can see, I already fixed the pattern up and I took out the front parts. It needed a bit of adjusting to the corset I'm gonna wear underneath, so I've taken that out in the intersections. Basically, I'm going to be really careful to transfer this correctly or else it won't fit together. Not the way I want it to, at least. As you can see here, there is already small lines on the paper. It looks like a fold here, but it's a line, I swear. Those lines are also on my mug-up, which is what I'm measuring from and to. The cutting here is a bit bad because my head was in the way most of the time, but you get the drift of what's going on, so I guess it's all fine. Moving on to the color, what I did before was the little boob window that will be in the very front of this jacket. Very convenient, I know. But this is one of the first colors that will go on. This design has 3 colors. 2 of them I will mount into the jacket pattern, and the last one I will make separately to put on top of the shoulder guards or armor, whatever it's called. Here I'm just cutting out some excess width that was in my waist. I'm gonna wear a corset under this, not anything big, but just to define my waist and support the stuff that I'm gonna have under this jacket. Again, measuring, this is for the little checkered part that will be around the boob area. As you can see, I'm trying to mark everything so that I can sort of figure out where everything is supposed to be when I am done with all this stuff. Also ignore this. I try to move the cut in, but I figured as soon as I cut this open that is not going to function, which is why there's a cut there. I went to get tape. As you can see, there's a small hole here. I'm going to measure that as well. This is going to be yet another cut in of this jacket. Lots of skin in an otherwise very covering jacket. I am going to freehand this, however. It's not very easy to get a proper looking curve around the boob without actually freehanding it. Here we go again, trying to measure where everything is supposed to be. It'll give you some idea of where everything is going, but in the end I think this is a good way of actually sort of sketching it out and then deciding where you actually want stuff to be later. As you can see, I moved the line up a bit. I think it was a bit too sharp. And again, did a bit of pointy to make the checkered part more sort of angular. It looks a lot more angular in the reference photo, which I will have in the comments below. And by comment, I of course mean video description below. Remember that this is only the first test. I will make a mug-up of this pattern and then see if I need any corrections on the pattern before I actually move on to cutting it in my right and finishing fabric. I try to always make a mock-up first if I can. As you can see here, I had forgotten a small part of it. In the front it actually has sort of a bias tape going up all the way over the openings, enclosures, and I had forgotten that completely and just drawn a line instead. So here we are, just making a band, trying not to make the parts between the boob window and the little checkered part too thin. I am freehanding a lot of this as well, eyeballing it as we go. But hey, if it works for me, I guess it will work for you too. Again, I'm sorry for my face, or rather my head in this. Here we go with the second color. It's just slightly bigger than the first one, but it makes a difference, so it's gotta be there. If I'm not completely wrong, this is the back piece that we've started on here. I'm again removing a bit of the excess width around my waist. It needs to match with the front. I'm crossing over my older lines so that I won't actually use these later. I find this very important because I've done this mistake a lot of times, so I make sure to either erase them completely, or if I need them for reference, actually like scratching them over at least 4 or 5 different places. What I'm doing here is the sailor color. I'm trying to figure out how wide I actually want the thing to be. And then I'm trying to figure out how I want the deep cutout in the back to be. It has a very, very deep back, even if the front is so closed. Hopefully it won't be a problem when I have to actually make the jacket. Hopefully it will still fit and it won't actually go anywhere. Color itself would be attached on the front, but the rest is on the back. As you can see, I have the mock-up here. And this is the finished pattern. Lots and lots of pieces, but in the end, hopefully it'll all fit. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.